every day. And party every Monday. And party every Monday. Not only you're back, hey bro. This is the second week in a row we've mentioned Kiss. Didn't we talk about?
Well, they're going to get the Kennedy Awards.
They are?
Yeah. Didn't you hear?
They've sunk that low.
You know, the
bottom
Kennedy
of the
Center Awards that they give out to.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah, they're going to give it to Kiss.
Well,
and the fact is, Gene Simmons doesn't like Trump. Trump announced, he was the guy that picked out who's going to get it.
So he's not going to go? Is Gene Simmons?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm sure he'll go.
Is he still alive? We talked about him.
Yeah. Oh, please, let's don't put the whammy on the guy like we did poor old Ozzy Osbourne. We're credited for putting the mojo on him.
People have been coming after us about that. But I just send all those calls to voicemail. I had somebody ask me again this past weekend. They said, "Do you and Pastor Mac rehearse this before you sit down?" And of course, I told him the truth. Absolutely, we do. We've been up since. I mean, Pastor usually sleeps into 4:30, but I wake up at 4. And we've been texting.
Now they believe that, I'm sure. This is way before y'all's generation.
Okay.
It really almost even before mine, but it was on television when I was a kid.
Yeah.
The Honeymooners with Jackie Gleason.
Oh yeah.
And Art Carney and
yes.
Linda Meadows and all of that. Well, to me, that's just hilarious stuff.
It's so funny.
He would never rehearse it.
He wanted it to be in the moment.
He wanted it to be. And in one of those episodes, they don't rehearse all of this. So he's out there and he's doing something, and he breaks his leg. Jackie Gleason breaks his leg. That guy's an interesting guy, by the way. Quite a musician. He had an orchestra. He wrote, in fact, the theme song from that he wrote.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah. Quite a reader. He would read like a book a day or so. But he broke his leg, got up, and carried out
the rest of the scene.
Yeah. Until the thing was over, and then he,
keeled over and died.
Hey, my leg's broke.
And what's interesting is all those guys were like a triple threat. They can dance, they could sing, because they were coming from the vaudeville era. It was like you had to be able to do everything.
Yeah.
And I
was watching a little clip of Steve Martin the other day.
Yeah.
Now, Steve Martin can play the banjo, which is not an easy instrument to play.
No, it is not. It's not easy.
And he can sing a little, and he can act and, do comedy. But I saw him dancing, tap dancing with Jeffrey Hines.
Yes, it's an amazing video.
And I mean, to be able to stand up on a stage with Jeffrey Hines with a pair of tap shoes on.
That guy's incredible.
Really is. And I was just kind of blown away with that. They don't make them like that anymore.
No, they don't. They don't. But it's interesting how some of these old clips will go like semi-viral now.
Yeah.
There was that other one, I'm sure you saw it. I think it was from the Dick Van Dyke Show, where his wife makes the trick shot in the pool.
Yes.
And they were supposed to do it as a double and do like a cut, but then she accidentally makes the trick shot and all 4 balls go into different pockets. And so his reaction is stunned, and he doesn't have to act because he can't believe that this has happened.
Oh, golly.
So things like that, and that is kind of the cool thing, because obviously, because our phones hear us talking now. My phone is showing me Andy Griffith clips and things like that.
Is that how that stuff does that?
Oh, I don't know. I've seen people say yes. I've seen people refute it. I don't know.
Because every once in a while, this thing will talk to me in the middle of my sermon.
Is that right?
Yeah, Siri will come on and say, "I'm sorry, I didn't get that."
Siri comes in, "I'm sorry, Pastor. I am a post-trib."
Look, it's doing it now.
I am post-trib.
Siri comes, sorry, I am post. What is it doing now? See?
Pastor,
it's just recording everything
Pastor,
I'm saying.
I thought you were a millennial.
Yeah, that's right.
Pastor,
I will take this thing off and throw
Pastor,
it off.
I know who the Antichrist is.
I know, it's probably you.
That'd be really weird. It's me, and then there was that clip of that guy who was he was typing into Chat GPT, And he asked it all these questions and basically made Chat GPT say that it was a demon, and he posts that and it goes viral and everyone's like, oh, it's the demons that are behind Chat GPT. And it's like, you can figure out how to get those things to say just about anything you want to.
The interesting thing is with Chat GPT, I used it a couple of times really to look up my family history. And I would ask them about,
I need to try that.
How many Brunsons fought in the Revolution, and it gave, and they were my ancestors. It's just so stinking polite.
Oh, it's too polite to, yeah. You can turn that off.
It is so polite.
You want to put it on like the Kirkwood setting where it just roasts you over?
No. I don't need that. I get that plenty enough. But I just thought, this thing is just so polite. You want to just write back and say, well, you know what? You're welcome. Thank you for that. you feel like somebody's actually being that kind to me. Do you know? I had to put in it. Do you know you're talking to a Baptist preacher? Oh, you piece of slum.
Yeah, right. Do you ever show it to your wife and be like, "Could you try to be this?"
No, I don't.
You're not going to tempt fate like that.
No. Oh, my sweet wife. She's sweet to me all the time.
It really is. It really is. But I saw that go by, and I haven't read all the articles because the Chat GPT, the 5.0 just came out.
Yeah.
And so everyone's talking about it, and apparently there's this new setting where you can say, all right, enough with the politeness. Act a little bit more robotic and just do my bidding kind of thing.
Well, it's kind of nice to have something be that nice to you.
Well, you know what they did? You know what they said? They said that their internal research says that people are like falling in love with this thing.
Oh my gosh.
It's really happening.
Boy, are we not in a mess in this world?
We're in a mess, Pastor. It's just but it's true. They recognize that it's happening. They're trying to go again. But people, they're so starved for a real relationship.
Yeah, you're right. Because nobody knows how to talk. This is foreign to people here. That's why they want to know if it's rehearsed. Because this is foreign to carry on an actual conversation with, minimal intelligence.
I know. What we need, very minimal. What we need to do is just let people have a camera in front of you. Nothing gets you talking like, having this huge camera lens looking at us. And not to mention the 50,000 square foot studio that we have here.
Vacuous, mammoth-sized studio.
Yes, it's so. Actually, no. To tell you the truth, the church has been growing and attendance was outrageous yesterday, to my eyes anyway.
Debbie says she gets here now and she said the parking lots are full all the way down, all the way down to the. But we've got, golf carts taking people. I see the funniest people driving these golf carts for the church. Jana, who sits out front and answers. I thought, is that Jana? Is Jana coming up here? She's driving the golf cart today.
Flying by. I was like, man, I thought that thing had a governor on it.
Blew me off the road.
She was lickety split.
Man.
So I went downstairs yesterday before the first service. Chuck Tucker pulls up in the golf cart, and I said, Chuck, I'm just coming with you. Because I was just greeting people. I just jumped in that golf cart.
Went around the parking lot.
We just went around. My hair's blowing everywhere. You remember what that's like.
It's been nice having Kirkwood with us these last 7 years.
My hair's blowing everywhere.
I've got it. This is so fine. It doesn't. You don't even need a breeze.
You look
It just
great.
blows around anyway.
You look fabulous. That was below the belt. I apologize. Anyway, I'm in there with Chuck. I'm in there with Chuck, and we scream around the parking lot. And as the Lord would have it, we pick up this family, and the woman, her name's Elizabeth, had just joined the choir.
Is
and
that
she's
right?
like, do you do this for all the new choir members? I said, you better believe I do. You better believe I do that for all the new choir members. So then we come back, golly. And I head upstairs. But that was really fun.
That's great. I love to see those things full because in my mind were two groups of people, older adults that really struggle. And they will park the furthest away that struggle to get in, to the church. And the other are these very pregnant young ladies carrying a baby in one arm and got a toddler by the hand, and they've got diaper bags
and they're expecting
stuff,
so they got,
and they're waddling up there to get. And I think they need help.
Yes.
So
Yeah, because it's a double jeopardy thing, because it's so hard to get out the door.
Yeah.
And then by the time you get here, there's no parking spots left.
Yeah.
So you got to walk even farther. So yeah, and I see that that's really
and
going
it's
well.
a little bit of a hoof coming up this hill.
It really is. I mean, yeah, the church is very much on a hill, and I think we still have
We're
enough
a city
parking.
on a hill. The light of the city on the hill.
Amen. May it continue. So, but I got into that to say, like, no, this studio is not large, and as a matter of fact, it's about to. They're going to start using it as our baptism candidate room.
Oh, really?
On Sunday. Yeah, they're going to have to. We've run out of.
Okay.
We're repurposing offices over here where D groups are meeting on Wednesday nights. So.
They've really got people meeting everywhere, folks. We really do. We can't get a building up fast enough.
No, we cannot. Well, and that's why people got to come, because you didn't say that yesterday, the September 7th.
I didn't say it in the first. I did say it in the second.
Oh, you did? Okay, I missed it.
I got it in the second service, but I forgot in the first, which is par for the course with me, that September the 7th is a critically important date. We've got all new plans, because the plans that we had last October really were just kind of sketched out.
Right.
We hadn't done any real work on that. We just wanted to give an idea.
Yeah.
And of course, the prices have gone up because we've got to do a little bit more extensive work. We've got to add a third floor in order to meet all of the needs that we have. So.
Well, and the needs are a big part of the story, because last year we were like, well, kids in preschool are actually going to be okay.
Yeah, that's what we thought in October, and that has changed. Yeah.
So that's bigger. So Pastor Jeff.
Children are exploding.
And other, not literally, it's attendance.
Well, they are
is
attendance. Yeah.
No children are.
We didn't have any kids.
Jared, do not AI that. Do not AI any children exploding, please. We don't need that negativity up in here. But
Yeah, I made a very bad statement yesterday that my wife said when she got me on the phone when I'm leaving church. You shouldn't have said that. And I'm writing Jarrett and telling him, do not put that on one of those clips. So
you'll have to. I'll have to ask you about that offline. But the attendance of the attendance numbers are going through the roof, and which is wonderful. But like Pastor said, we got to. So we're going to tell the people.
That is not
about
our primary goal. Our primary goal is not to add numbers, but to add depth to the people that are here.
Right. And it's hard to do that when we can't put them in a room anywhere.
Yeah, it is. That's right. That's a good point. Thank you, Kirkwood. Say that often.
Often. That often.
Say often.
That is so dumb. You can tell we've rehearsed this. I wanted to show you something fun before we jump into the message. So this is really unique. Now, it's not every day that a new hymnal comes out.
No, for real?
When a new hymnal comes out, it's Christmas morning. It's Christmas morning for us worship leaders out there.
Wow.
Check this out. The Sing Hymnal.
What's hymn number 1?
Oh, hey, that's a good question.
That's a good question. Holy, Holy, Holy is like number 4, I think. It's not Holy, Holy, Holy. Yeah, I guess they're too reformed. They don't.
All people that on earth do dwell. All people that on earth do dwell.
Is that
to the Lord with cheerful voice? I don't know. Is that the tune?
I don't think that's the
tune.
One.
Yeah. Well, it worked on the first line.
But Holy, Holy, Holy is the second one.
Yeah. The call to worship is number 1. And number 2, that's from Psalm 95 and Revelation 19.
That's great.
And then the first hymn,
All
with
people.
music on. Yeah.
And then they've got.
It used to be God of Earth and Outer Space. You remember the old Baptist hymn?
That was not the first one.
Yeah, it was.
Was it really number 1?
Yeah, it was number 1. God of Earth, out of space.
Well,
and some Baptist hymnal that came out back when we were in high school or something.
Yeah, it was 60s.
And it was the least sung hymn in the church.
It was just silly.
It was crazy. But that's such a great song. Holy, holy, holy.
You got Come Christians Join to Sing, which we did yesterday.
All hail the power, all hail the power.
Yes, the two different melodies of All Hail the Power.
Rejoice.
Yeah, that's a brand new one.
Worship the King. Come thou fount of every blessing.
Really, some really good stuff. Then this one's another new.
And then they add Psalms in here.
Yeah, they give you some readings.
That's good. I like that. Behold our God.
So Pastor's going to go through all 500 pages for us.
Good night. What is this?
The Trisagon.
The Trisagon. Never heard of it.
That's because you're Baptist, I think.
Who puts this out? Crossway.
This is Crossway
Getty
published
Music.
it. Crossway published it. Keith and Kristen Getty, they've been working with their organization for like 25 years. And so I'm glad you mentioned God of Earth and Outer Space. I don't want to talk too long about this, but that is a great example of how like hymnals over time need to be re-edited, need to be updated. They need to include new songs. You know, there was this during the worship wars in the late 20th century. You know, all of the older generation was like, we got to get back to the hymnal. We got to get, and the question is, I was talking to Andrew about this. The question is, well, which hymnal? Because there's lots of hymnals. There's hymnals for different denominations. There's hymnals for different eras. So I'm glad that the Gettys and the Masters Press as well is doing this, California, John MacArthur. They're continuing to release new hymnals, new collections with mostly like the best of the Christian hymnody for the past centuries, but then they put in some new songs that are also really good. Will the new songs last? I don't know, but
there's some that are really good. There's some that I think will last. Some theology and some of them are really good with a really good music line.
Yeah.
But not all of them. I mean, not like all the old hymns, like God of Earth and Outer Space. You know, I'm glad that thing's gone. Here's this one. You remember we used to preach on Sunday nights?
Shall we gather at the river?
You know, we're going to take all the liquor in Greenwood and we're going to dump it in the Saluda
really what
River.
Y'all would do?
Then we get up and sing, "Shall we gather at the river?" You know.
Just because y'all poured out all the liquor?
Yeah.
So
that's really nice.
So
I like
anyway,
that.
Yeah,
that's neat. I prefer having the words up on the. Number one, I don't follow the music. Because I don't read music. And it's easier for me not to have something in my hand.
Well, that's true. When you get a lot of hand raising now, because people can, and we even had that yesterday. Which was the song, Raise Up Holy? Why can't I think of that? Bless God, right, yes. Come on, lift up your holy hand. You know, so
music was really good yesterday.
Oh,
it's always good.
It's awesome to have the choir and orchestra
Yeah, it really
back.
is.
That was really exciting. Yeah, and attendance it was just a great day. Family was baptized. That was, you baptized that family in second service. That was really
nobody ever told me that those boys were
her nephews.
The nephews.
I didn't know that
I thought it was their mom because they kept saying, and I said out there, so y'all want mom to go first. And nobody corrected me. Nobody said that when I was out there with the boys and with her.
They'll just let you die on the vine.
Yeah, no, wait. I'll wait until we get up there in front of the entire church.
And then I'll just embarrass you even more.
No, I'm their aunt. There's her mom right there.
Oh, thank you.
So I told her husband Wes. I said, "Well, you got 2 more boys to take care of."
There you go. Enjoy. Well, we've got a big. We actually started with enough time. We're in good shape. But we got a big meeting to go to. Pastor's favorite
7
all-day
hours
meeting.
today. 7-hour meeting.
We're working on some stuff.
6.5 hours.
Stuff for the future. Even after the Joseph Project, and we're getting in the think tank and we're going through it. So
it really is not. It's discipleship, is what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
It's we're trying to tighten up and hone down and sharpen and get our hands around discipleship. And that's an ongoing, I think
it's a moving target.
It is an ongoing effort in a church.
Yeah, well, and that's why you gotta, we had a great guy help us with vision years ago, and he said, if you get your vision right, then you'll start seeing it. Sometimes it's numbers, but you'll see the spiritual maturity go up, and you'll see the excitement of the people go up. And he made the whole bell curve, but that doesn't last forever. And so what he recommended was at really the peak of your vision and excitement and joy, you revision and you go up again. And that's kind of where we feel like the Lord's led us here.
Yeah.
And so
everything runs on a cycle. And of course, you cannot program the Holy Spirit.
No,
the Spirit moves where He wills, when He wills,
yes.
and how He wills.
John chapter 3.
So
straight into my veins.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about did you have
Well,
anything
I'll
else?
tell you what, this is so tough a passage. All these chapters in here are tough.
You preached like 4 sermons yesterday.
Oh, gosh, I should have let 1 through 9 be one. sermon and then picked it up with 10.
Well, you didn't have time for that because you got to get to Ecclesiastes and all that.
I do. And that's what I keep thinking, keep moving this along because I don't want to get bogged. It's easy to get bogged down into this.
Well, there's so much richness in this text.
There really is. And a lot of these concepts are difficult for us because they're things we don't ever think about. They're strange to us. And some of it deals with the unseen world of malevolent beings and benevolent beings, the angels of God, the angels that broke away with Satan or Lucifer when he fell. And we don't like to think about it. In fact, I was reading, I've got a stack of books like this that I'm working through.
That's not an exaggeration.
One of them happens to be very devotional, but very good, and he is a longtime friend of mine, David Jeremiah.
Oh, yeah.
And he makes the comment. I was reading early. I went to breakfast this morning. I sat out and I read the next chapter in his book, and he made the comment. He said people came up to him saying, I'm not really sure I believe this stuff. And so I was glad that I read that because I have felt like nobody has told me that. But I am certain that there are people out there saying, I don't know that I really believe that. Now, here's a shocking thing. In the evangelical church, it's almost 50% of the people do not believe in a personal devil anymore.
Like that there is.
And they don't believe in a hell.
Yes.
Now, it's better about heaven. It's up into the 60 or 70 percentile that believe in heaven. Well, everybody wants heaven to be there. Nobody wants hell to be there.
Everything's trending towards this like love wins universalism kind of thing. That's
exactly right.
That's where everybody goes. There was the controversy last week, and I just read about this, was John Mark Comer.
Oh, yeah.
Coming out. He doesn't believe in penal substitutionary atonement anymore.
Which broke my heart,
Me
number
too.
one, because I've read 2 books by the guy that I absolutely love, both of them.
Me too.
And I was brokenhearted to hear that, and I hope that he's a very intelligent guy,
Extremely
and I
intelligent.
hope he will change his position on that. But the guy that was out supporting that has written a book on that. There's now this whole new movement that Jesus didn't die, as a sacrifice. He died for.
An example?
Yeah, as an example,
Yeah.
and that, and I'm thinking, that's just what we need. Another heretical controversy.
Well, by way of discipling the 2 or 3 people that watch us here, we should say that this kind of thing is something that cycles back every 10 years or so in the modern church.
It really does.
Before 20 years ago, it was Rob Bell. Everybody loved Rob Bell's books, and then he comes, and now he's a complete universalist, and he's in business with Oprah or whatever. And then there's other guys, Brian McLaren. We've talked about how Andy Stanley now doesn't seem like he's and it all goes this same direction.
That's pretty good. Andy Stanley seems like he's quite not there.
He's well, but the thing is, at first, I feel kind of weird talking about this, but it is a danger for our people.
Yes,
right?
it is a danger.
If they're reading these things and they're following, and like, wow, because I love Comer's book, The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. Like, I'm probably still gonna reread that just because it was so helpful to me personally. And then what was the other one we read?
It was on discipleship.
The Way.
It was very good.
Practicing the Way.
Yeah.
Another great book.
Yeah.
Don't agree with 100% of
No,
it, but still,
no.
I wouldn't call it heretical.
No. A lot of that is just opinion and things
Sure.
like that. So, there's room there. But now, when it gets to the penal substitutionary atonement of Christ, now to me, that gets into the area of heresy.
Because if you deny that, you deny God's wrath towards sin.
Yeah.
And God hates sin. The Bible's so clear about that. Crystal clear.
I don't know. What are you doing here with all of Israel being in Babylonian captivity?
Exactly. This is all
what
a punishment.
is that? And God says it's judgment. I've brought this on you.
Let's say we just got the 5-minute warning. So let's talk about the problem of evil.
Okay, in 5 minutes, let's do that. Sure. The number one issue that people have with the existence of God is the existence of evil, which I thought, I don't believe in God because there is evil. And I thought to myself, well, the logical flip side of that is I believe in good because there's a devil. I don't, people's arguments on, I didn't get to say this yesterday. I will reserve this for not this Sunday, but next Sunday, when I come back to Lucifer. Sin starts with Lucifer. It starts in the heart of Lucifer.
That's important.
He was the one who first rebelled against God.
Right.
And he failed. He was thrown out of his position. He was not thrown out of heaven. That is coming one day. He still has access in before God. You read the book, Job. You can see it in Revelation, but he will be defeated. He will be cast out of the heavenlies at some point in time. But right now, he is the best way I know to describe him is like a snake with his head cut off.
Sure.
You cut a snake's head off, and that snake is still doing this.
Yep.
And if you look at that snake's head is still doing this.
Yes.
So that's where he is. He's dead
still
for all intents and purposes, but he's still wiggling around and he's still dangerous. But
what you said yesterday, and I feel like we need to get this in, is that we don't need to address him or those demonic forces directly.
No, we don't need to be obsessed with that. We need to be aware of it. That's what my goal was in all of that, is you need to be aware of these things. You don't need to be preoccupied with them or obsessed with them, or you don't need to study it. You've always got 2 or 3, I'm going out of there, I'm going to study this stuff. What? You don't need to. You need to be studying the real thing. I have not read anything other than commentaries. I've not gone and picked up a book on the occult or witchcraft or demons or this or that or the other. It's not, number one, I'm not interested in it.
Well, people can also look at the flow of your message, which was very faithful, because you started with, Daniel's a man of prayer.
Yep.
And Daniel gets more and more acquainted with the image of the coming Christ, which I thought that argument was amazing.
Yeah.
Like that now Christ to him is more clear than he was in chapter 2.
Yeah.
That's where Daniel's focus is, and we should be a people of prayer.
Yeah.
By the way, yes, there's spiritual warfare, but in the midst of warfare, we're still praying to God. We're not turning around to talk to Satan.
No. And that's another, that's the other thing. I did make reference to that. In Jude, where Jude makes the comment about
the archangel
Michael. I'll have to look here and see, but he just basically says, stop, commanding these. Yet in the same way, these men also by dreaming defile the flesh, reject authority, and revile angelic majesties. Michael the archangel, when he disputed about the body, when he disputed with the devil, argued about the body of Moses, did not dare pronounce against him a railing judgment, but said, the Lord rebuke you.
Right.
But these men revile the things which they don't understand. They don't even know what they're doing, and they're saying they're casting. My thing is, they can't cast a cold out of a cat, but they think they can cast, demons out of this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And that's what Jude is saying. Leave that stuff alone. Only heretical people do that. Now, a lot of people who mean well or intend well, I don't need to talk to them. The only thing I ever say to the devil is this: there's therefore now no condemnation to those who are in Christ.
Well, resist the devil and he will flee from you. That sort of thing. Yeah, it is possible. It's absolutely possible to win, even like in situations where the demonic is manifest. The word of the Lord will prevail. So that's the thing.
Listen, I can't stop myself from doing certain things that I should not do. Why do I think I've got enough power if I can't control that I can control some supernatural being?
Right.
But I'm not to be afraid. I'm not afraid.
Right. There's no need to be afraid, because the Lord has indwelt you, and the Lord is fighting for you. The Lord goes before you. We could talk about this over and over on it, but you just need, I tell you what, you want to grow this church? Yeah. Schedule a demon casting out seminar on Wednesday nights.
All right, and I'll have the media department up front. Please don't send us back to the abyss. Send us over there to the media department. Let us go to the media department.
Oh, boy.
Well, I think you're already over there.
Yeah, you're already there. Legion is,
You're already in it. Look, Anabaptist history and theology. That's what you should be reading.
That's exactly, oh boy, it was empty. We're all right. Okay, well, this has been fun. Pastor and I are all ramped up.
Well, we're going to
this meeting, and then right after that, we're going to start rehearsal for our next sermon recap. It takes hours and hours to put this together.
Days for us.
Let me tell you. Love you guys. Say goodbye, Pastor.
Goodbye, Pastor.